Hey, what's up, guys? Joe Madden here for Picks and Parlays, coming at you with another college football breakdown for Saturday, November 29th, 3:30 Eastern. The game will kick off between the Oregon Ducks and the Washington Huskies. Now, this total, 52.5 at opening, has fallen to a 51.5. As for that spread, it opened at 6.5. We have seen DraftKings and Bet365 fire that up to a 7, but the rest of the books still hanging that 6.5 out there. So if you like the Oregon Ducks, shop for that 6.5 over at Odds Logic. And if you like the Washington Huskies, you definitely want to grab them plus the 7. Again, that 7 coming at DraftKings currently and Bet365. I do think this one's going to be interesting. We look at Oregon, and do they make the playoffs even if Washington wins? That is a huge question mark. The likelihood is yes, but there still would be a heated debate if they deserve to be in there, because that would move them to 10-2. There's some other really solid teams at 10-2 that right now would love to see Oregon drop down with them. Now, as for the Huskies, they're playing great as of late. They are eligible for a bowl game here. And I do think this team has a solid performance in this one. You got to wonder how this weather is going to be. Now, we are seeing, looking at the weather, 30% chance of showers out there, which is not good for Oregon. Oregon has struggled in the games that they have had to play in the rain. So hopefully for Oregon and Oregon fans, we're not going to see a sloppy day out there on the field. While the weather might be a little chilly, right around that 47 degrees, hopefully those showers stay away till after this one is done. Now, a win here for sure for Oregon will secure that home field advantage in the first round of the playoffs. And like I said, that loss, it's going to have a lot of debate out there if they even make the college football playoffs. So we'll see what they're able to do in this matchup. You guys, I've got player props in this one. I've got a side. I've got a team I'm liking, either laying or plus the points. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to get into all of that. Before I do, I want to remind you of the Thanks 33 promo code. If you go on over to Pick Some Parlays and you load your cart with every single handicapper's best bets, their full-term packages, whatever you're looking for, add that code in at the bottom, Thanks 33, and that's going to get you 33% off everything. And I mean, absolutely everything at the site, even already discounted year-long packages, everything 33% off with promo code Thanks33. So make sure you head on over and grab that. That's the Cyber Week site-wide sale. So that's our Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Cyber Day, all included in one. It ends Monday at midnight. So make sure you go on over and grab it beforehand. I also want to remind you of the Gold Sheet. Have you checked out the Gold Sheet yet? Looking to check out the Gold Sheet? Well, I've got a deal for you. You can get it for free. Normally $19. This week, you can download the NFL Week 13 NCAA Football Week 14 edition of the Football Gold Sheet. Since 1957, the Gold Sheet has been the gold standard in football handicapping, America's longest running and most trusted betting newsletter. For 7 decades, bettors and bookmakers have turned to the Gold Sheet for its unmatched depth, accuracy, and insight. The Football Gold Sheet delivers full coverage for every NFL and FBS college football matchup, including, are you ready for this, you guys? It includes so much expert analysis and score forecasts for all games across the board. Gold Sheet power rankings, which project point spreads, stat comparisons, home-away splits, team averages, and head-to-head histories. First quarter, first half game log updates through Monday for every team. Trends and situational angles in the tech angle section. That was formerly the Gold Sheet Extra. Previous week's box score breakdowns to spotlight statistical anomalies and hidden value. A running week-by-week team log with against the spread results, team totals, total trends, and home road dog performances. And then the stat service page, formerly confidential Kickoff, a clean data-rich matchup sheet featuring turnover notes, yardage metrics, and so much more. So head on over to picksandparlays.net, you guys. Normally $19. You can download it for free currently. $0, and I stress $0. Head on over to picksandparlays.net and download the Gold Sheet today for free. Okay, guys, so head on over as soon as you're done watching this video and download that gold sheet for free. And make sure whatever else that you're wanting, use that promo code Thanks33. That's Thanks33. We'll get you 33% off site-wide over there. And again, the gold sheet is completely free right now. So go on over and check it out while you can. So let's get back into this game here. Oregon versus Washington. Like I said, that spread sitting right around 6.5 or 7, depending on your books. And I will lay it here with the Oregon Ducks. I'm looking for this team, for Dante Moore to have that time out there in the pocket and for him to be able to move the ball on the Huskies defense. Now, looking at the Huskies, we know they're going to come with a solid run game in this matchup. And if they can run the ball, that's their way of being able to get wins when they're playing really strong out there on the ground. But they do have a balanced attack. Williams is dangerous in a lot of ways, and he's able to really get the team converting those third downs. I do think they're going to push Oregon in this game out here. The one thing that they don't do, though, Washington doesn't get a lot of pressure and a lot of sacks. They're sacking at one of the lowest rates across the country at only 4%. And the offensive line struggles to protect Williams. So if the offensive line is allowing their quarterback to be sacked and their defense isn't breaking through the offensive line, it does lead me to believe that Oregon should be able to win and cover this one. I'm looking for a big win in this, you guys. I think it's kind of like a 32-18 style win here for the Oregon Ducks. I do think it's so meaningful. I think they're going to have that step up game. If this is going to happen, Dante Moore over 216.5 passing yards definitely is going to make my card. And then I'm going to look at wide receiver Kenyon Sadiq. I don't think Washington will have an answer for him. His receiving prop coming in at 53.5. And I do think he should nicely go over that number. I would expect him to get close to 60, 70 yards in this game. Well, I think Washington is solid defensively. Kenyon Sadiq is just one of those players out there. He is so hard to cover. I'm looking for him to also get that anytime touchdown on the board as well. So if you're looking at Kenyon Sadiq for the anytime touchdown, it's coming in at plus 135. I'm going to go there with it. There's a couple other players that you could look at. I'm going to stay off of everyone else. So, but if you're looking at Washington odds-on favorite is coming in at Coleman. You're going to have to lay minus 135 for Coleman to get in the end zone. I just love Washington's ability to really push in this game. I do think we're going to see that first half, that tight battle. I would almost take the Washington Huskies plus the 4.5 in the first half of this game. It's coming in at minus 118. I also think a great way to look is that total. 26.5 to the over in the first half at minus 112. And I love that. I think both of these teams are going to come out. They're both going to get those points on the board early. And then we're going to see the adjustments out of Oregon in the second half where they lock down a little bit more. And we see them be able to pull away, win, and cover the spread. So I'll take the over 26.5 for the first half. I will take Oregon laying the 6.5 or 7 for the full game. Again, thinking they win this like 32-18. Then I'm going to look at those props out there. It will be the prop here for Dante Moore over 216.5 passing yards. Kenyon Sadiq for his receiving yards over 53.5, as well as the anytime tutty at plus 135. Now, I did want to play something for Williams as well, but I think his passing prop is a little high at 214.5. I know he can get some long bombs out there on the field. If you can look at his longest pass, I would go there. And then his over 1.5 passing touchdowns, I think he gets one, you guys. It's coming in over 1.5 at plus 172. The under unbettable at minus 235. Could he run one in the end zone? I don't think so. I think we would be looking more at Coleman to get in the end zone at minus 135. So a couple different ways you can go with this game, but I do think at the end of the day, Oregon walks away, and Oregon walks away with a nice big win, making sure they secure their spot, doesn't leave it up to debate if they deserve to be in the college football playoffs. So give me Oregon. Keep your fingers crossed, though, that there's no rain. If the rain starts to come down in Washington, bail. Jump ship as fast as you can, because the Oregon Ducks seem not to be able to swim in that weather. It's kind of crazy, you guys. But it shouldn't happen. Fingers crossed. Okay. You guys, thanks so much for joining me here on Picks and Parlays. Do me a solid, hit that like, hit that subscribe and notification button. If you disagree with me and you think Washington's going to push them to the very brink, let me know below this video. Always bragging rights on the line. You guys are absolutely the best. Until next time, stay hot. Let's make some freaking money. Go Ducks.